You spend hours picking furniture. You choose the perfect paint color, you arrange everything carefully, but when you step back and look at the room, something still feels wrong. Most people make the same 5 mistakes over and over again. The good news is that every single one has a simple fix. Today I'm going to show you exactly what's making your room feel off and how you can start fixing it this week. Let's look at why we make these mistakes. Before I jump in, let's talk about why they happen so often. First, when you visit a showroom, they make everything look perfect. They got tons of space and high ceilings to control the scale and proportions. But when it comes to your home, a regular sized living room, it feels completely different. Second, we tend to buy paint first and furniture second. This limits us creatively because now we have to match the colors on the wall. And third, lighting. We rely too much on overhead lighting, but good lighting takes planning and layers. Being aware of these patterns is what's going to help you avoid them. Now, let's look at each mistake and how you can fix it. Mistake number 1: using only one light source. Mistake number 1: using only one light source. Most people light their living rooms with one ceiling fixture in the middle. This is the biggest mistake. Here's the problem. A single overhead light creates harsh shadows and uneven lighting throughout the room. Designers think about how light travels on every area of the room to be intentional about how it turns out. And a single light fixture makes the room feel unwelcoming. It creates dark corners. It casts shadows on people's faces, making them look awkward. It can't help you read or do focus tasks. It doesn't help you highlight your focal points, etc. Even nice furniture can't overcome bad lighting. And here's the fix: layer your lighting. Good lighting has 3 layers working together. The first one is ambient lighting. This is the general light. Recessed lights, ceiling fixtures, wall sconces. This light helps you move throughout the room. Think of it as the base layer. The second layer is task lighting. This is functional light used to perform tasks. A table lamp next to a reading chair, a pendant light over a kitchen island, under cabinet lights for cooking. They illuminate a specific area to help you do things better. The third layer is accent lighting. This is decorative light that creates mood and highlights special features, like lights over artwork, focal points, plants, sculptures. This layer highlights something so it attracts more attention. Here's a real example. Interior designers recommend using floor lamps, wall sconces, and pendant lights together to create warmth. A well-designed bedroom might have recessed ceiling light, bedside table lamps for reading, and maybe a floor lamp on the corner. That's 3 different sources of light with 3 different heights. So here's your action step. This weekend, add at least 2 lamps to every room. The only Here's your action plan. Here's your action plan. This weekend, add at least 2 lamps to any room that only has ceiling lights. Put them at different heights. Next, install dimmer switches on your overhead lights, which lets you control the mood. Next, choose warm bulbs. Look for bulbs marked 2700K or warm light. This gives you soft, flattering light instead of the harsh blue light. A good rule of thumb is this: every room needs at least 3 light sources, and even more for larger rooms. The next mistake is pushing all furniture against the wall. This might be the most natural mistake we all make. You get new furniture, and the first instinct is to push everything against the wall. It seems that you're creating more space, right? Wrong. When all of your furniture is stuck to the walls, several problems happen at once. The center of the room becomes unused space. Your ceiling feels far too apart for comfortable conversation. The room looks stiff and unwelcoming. Your beautiful furniture pieces fade away into the background. Design experts note that this layout limits social interaction. It creates awkward, empty zones and disrupts comfortable movement throughout the space. The fix: float your furniture. Pull your furniture a few inches away from the walls. For larger rooms, float your sofa in the middle of the room, facing your focal point. Whether it's the fireplace, the TV, or the window, create a conversational circle by arranging chairs to face the sofa. Leave 6 to 12 inches between furniture and walls. Use an area rug to anchor the sitting group together. For small rooms, it's okay to put the couch against the wall, but try to float it, maybe with other elements like accent chairs. Here's a behind the sofa solution. If the sofa goes against the wall, try to add a console table behind it. You can keep 1 to 2 inches of space while giving you an area to store and display things, making it feel more intentional. Furniture layout experts say that when they removed a wall and created a larger living room, they struggled to figure out how to best lay out until they decided to float the couch in the middle of the room and ground it with a rug. The result? The room went from feeling empty and disconnected to cozy and intentional. Here's your action plan. This week, try pulling your sofa 12 to 18 inches away from the wall. Live with it for a week before deciding. The conversation test. Can you comfortably talk to someone sitting across the room without raising your voice? If not, bring the furniture closer together. Leave walking space. Maintain 30 to 36 inches of clear pathways for traffic flow. Mistake 3: too many decorations. Sometimes we buy decorative items thinking the more is better, but instead we end up with surfaces covered with stuff and walls full of frames. When you have too many decorations, the eye doesn't know where to look. Special pieces lose their impact. Rooms feel cluttered, even when there are clean surfaces. Everything becomes unusable and covered in knickknacks. The room feels chaotic instead of peaceful. Also, research shows that clutter leads to stress and lack of focus. So when you do this, you're actually triggering anxiety in people. The fix: edit ruthlessly. The solution isn't to remove everything, it's to curate what you display. Interior designers recommend this practical approach called the pile method. Clear everything and take all the decorations from one room and pile them in the center. Question each piece. Does this lift my mood? Do I love looking at it? Do I feel obligated to keep it? Make 2 piles. Keep and donate. Put back less. Only return items you genuinely love. Rules for better decorating. For wall decor, leave some walls blank. Not every wall needs art. Instead, focus on the intention behind your design and what do you want people to see. Design experts suggest leaving walls with at least a few feet of space between decor and using larger prints instead of many small ones. For surfaces, keep flat surfaces mostly clean. Use the rule of three. Group items in sets of three for visual appeal without overcrowding. For collections, if you collect things, display them intentionally. Put your favorite pieces in glass cabinets or on dedicated shelves. Rotate what you display instead of showing everything at once every season. Here's the breathing room principle. When there are fewer items competing for attention, the best piece can stand out. So here's your action steps. This weekend, clear one surface completely, like a coffee table, a mantel, or kitchen counter, and add back only 1 to 3 meaningful items. The wall gallery audit. If you have walls covered in frames, remove half. Leave it for a week. You'll probably like it better. In quality over quantity. One beautiful large piece makes art more impact. Quality over quantity. One beautiful large piece of art makes more impact than 10 small pieces. Mistake number 4. Wrong rug size. Tiny rugs are actually the easiest fix for the biggest visual difference. Small rugs make furniture feel like it's floating in space. They visually shrink the room and make everything feel disconnected and cheap. A small rug in a big space fails because it doesn't anchor the furniture together. Here's the fix. Size up dramatically. Most people need rugs 2 or 3 times bigger than they usually think. Here are some rules to make the right choice. For living rooms, keep the front legs of all major furniture, like your sofa and chairs, on top of the rug better. Keep all 4 legs of furniture over the rug. And best of all, if it's possible, have a rug extend 6 to 18 inches beyond the furniture on all sides. Here's a real size guide. Small living rooms, 10 by 12 feet, need 8 by 10 feet rug minimum. Medium rooms, 12 by 15 feet, need a 9 by 12 rug minimum. A large living room, 15 by 18 feet, needs at least a 10 by 14 rug minimum. For dining rooms, the rug should extend 24 to 30 inches beyond the table on all sides. This ensures the chairs can pull out while staying on the rug. For bedrooms, the rug should extend at least 24 inches beyond the bed on all the sides. So here's your action steps. Measure everything before shopping. Bring a tape measure and measure your space. Don't guess. Use painter's tape. Mark the rug size on the floor before buying. This shows you the real size. And when in doubt, size up. A rug that's too big looks luxurious. And a rug that's too small looks cheap. Here's a budget tip. If large rugs are expensive for you, layer a smaller decorative rug over a larger, cheaper sisal or jute rug. Mistake number 5. Ignoring scale and proportions. This is about getting the sizes right. Tiny furniture in big rooms. This is about getting the sizes right. Tiny furniture in big rooms, huge furniture in small rooms, little lamps in big tables. It all adds up to rooms that feel off. When scale and proportions are wrong, rooms feel uncomfortable even when you can't pinpoint why. Your brain knows exactly that something doesn't fit, and it creates visual tension. Some common scale mistakes are the following: art that is too small above the sofa, lamps that are tiny on huge nightstands, or coffee tables that are too low or too high, chandeliers that overpower small dining tables, and accent chairs that look lost in large rooms. Here's the fix. Use these formulas. For a room chandelier, add the room length plus width in feet. The number in inch equals the fixture diameter. For example, a 12 by 14 room needs a 26-inch fixture. Here's your action steps. This weekend, measure your sofa and your wall art. Is the art at least 2/3 the sofa width? If not, plan to create a wall gallery or find larger art. The photograph trick. Take photos of your room. Pictures reveal proportion problems that you don't usually notice in person. And before buying anything, measure the space in the item. Bring measurements to the store on your phone. So here's how to fix everything. Week 2, clutter. Remove half of your decorations. Box them up. You can always add them back up, but you probably won't want to. Week 3, furniture arrangement. Try floating your sofa from the wall. Move the chairs closer together. Create an intimate conversation area. Week 4, rug check. Measure your rug. Is it big enough? And if it's not, start saving for the right size. It's worth the investment. In month 2, scale and proportions. Measure art, lamps, tables. Make a list of the items there are in the wrong size. Replace them gradually as your budget allows. And here's the real secret weapon. Here's what all of these mistakes have in common. They make rooms uncomfortable, unwelcoming, or just off without you knowing why. Good design isn't about following rules perfectly. It's about creating spaces where you actually want to spend time. Spaces that feel balanced, comfortable, and intentional. When you fix these 5 mistakes, you notice that the rooms feel more spacious, even without changing furniture. Spaces become more inviting and comfortable. Your home looks more expansive and intentional. You actually want to spend time on these rooms. And guests comment on how great everything looks. Let me know in the comments which mistake you are making and which are you going to fix first. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.